bitch. Why you doing?
What? I just wanted to clap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear that a little bit too
Anyways, hello. Yo, chill. Anyways, hello, everybody, guys. Welcome back to a second episode of WP Talks. I am your host with the Wolf God Most, Timothy Kennedy, and I'm with my co-host, Mr.
Alex Correa.
Yeah, we love that. And special guest, my dear friend, my drug addict homie.
Damn.
Ali, don't laugh. Say hello.
I'm Allie.
Your camera's there, by the way.
Oh, that one?
Yeah, your camera's there. And then your camera's. She's a little new to this. And just because she's wearing sunglasses inside of a closed space.
You guys told me it would look
It doesn't
cool.
make her look douchey at all.
Yeah, no.
I've been lied to.
I've
been lied to.
You know, we set her up a little bit. So, Ali, go ahead, explain yourself. Who are you?
I'm a worm. I'm just a worm. I've known Tim since high school. I'm a white woman, so I think I'm qualified to speak on Barbie. So that's why I'm here tonight. Things that make me interesting. I play Valorant, but I'm bad, so I'm a boosted E-kitten for anyone that's out there and wants to play with me.
But she would like to get carried. She is Silver 3.
Anyone who's Diamond, maybe, let me know.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you?
Huh?
He's iron.
I'm not iron anymore. I'm not iron anymore.
Sorry, bronze one.
I'm not iron. Listen,
Bronze
I'm a
one.
league player and I am not a Valorant
What's your
player.
league rank? What's
And
your
it
rank?
doesn't. Huh?
What's your league rank?
I'm gold 4.
So
That's
you grind
pretty.
all the time and you're not even in
I didn't
class.
grind all the time, did I? Guys, I really don't want to hear her
Mommy and
yelling
Daddy
at me.
are fighting.
Mommy and Daddy. We're here for movies, god darn it.
Right.
That was the whole reason we're here. And today we're going to be talking about Barbie, our favorite movie, and the second anticipation on the list of Barbieheimer. Is that what it was called?
Barbenheimer.
It is
He keeps
Barbenheimer.
on
That's what the
fucking
name.
this shit up,
I'm not.
man.
Oh, I'm
He
fucking.
called it Oppenheimer.
Okay, all right, we got it, Alex. Okay,
Barbie and
everyone, I
Oppenheimer.
just want to let everyone know, Alex is the only one not wearing pink. What's that about, Alex?
I did not get the memo.
You got no memo. I
Nah.
didn't tell you to wear pink. I didn't say go. I didn't
it's
say
kinda
in the
funny
last.
that I'm wearing green right now because it's the exact opposite of pink.
We're gonna go ahead and start talking about Barbie. So,
Okay.
my two lovely friends.
Yes.
I'd like to start us off with, what did you think of the movie overall, Allie?
You know, I was surprised by a lot of it. I went in not knowing what the rating was. It's PG-13. So when they were talking about certain things, I was like, this is very inappropriate for a child. This is inappropriate for a child. You guys know what I'm talking about. Certain things, right?
Yeah.
And then a lot of it felt like, can we talk about the current political and economic state of the world? When
Oh,
they were
I
like,
hate you.
So
I was
Stop.
sitting there like,
Stop.
there's no way. Like, just certain things. I was like, okay, guys. But the ending, the very, very end, the last line,
Mhm.
that took me. That I was like, wow.
Did you tear up a little? You cry some salty tears?
No,
Oh, you didn't?
no.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I'm talking about the
You
very.
did?
I didn't cry.
Oh,
but I was
oh,
like,
the
damn, that's
very
like
last
a-
line.
Huh?
We'll come back to this because it's a spoiler. But
Yeah.
the very last line, the very, very last line,
Mm-hmm.
starts with a G word. That made
Yeah,
you tear up
I know
a little
what you
bit, Tim. Really?
I completely
You're talking
forgot.
about the.
Oh.
I know
second
you're
time.
Oh
talking
yeah, I
about-
think I'm
I
talking to
remember
the
the
second to
last
last.
line. Yeah.
Oops,
When she walks in that building.
yeah, I was like,
I cry
you
about
didn't,
that
you
scene
didn't.
too.
I cry about that scene as well. You know, it was just really, it
I'm
just
like,
really
I didn't know
spoke
you like
to me.
women's rights that much.
No,
Oh,
listen, it
women's
just really
empowerment.
spoke to me that the exact last line. You know,
Hey,
I just
hey,
resonated
hey.
with it.
Empowerment.
Yeah,
bro.
man,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's what
Turkey.
that's what I'm talking about. What did you think, Alex?
I enjoyed the movie.
Mhm.
I had a fun time watching it. I love how there were moments where, you know, just stuff wasn't taken seriously, and then there were definitely moments where it was taken seriously.
That's a
Mhm.
good take.
I did like that last line.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, that's the whole movie for you, huh? No.
I did not expect that to say that much.
I don't think any of us
No,
expected
because it went
that.
from something so like serious.
But they had to break it up. So I
Yeah.
love this movie. I still put Oppenheimer, like if it was a where I would
Yeah.
put Oppenheimer and Barbie,
Oppenheimer.
it's like right here.
Yeah.
It's this small because I thoroughly I watched Barbie twice so far.
Have you really?
Yeah, and I
Oh,
watched
shit.
Oppenheimer twice so
Okay.
far, and so I, to be fair, enjoyed both movies. The second time, actually a lot better because I understood what was happening. So a lot of the little things that were happening, I started to boom, 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 and be like start to connect with it. I love the music in there. I loved and I think my favorite part about the overall of this movie is, listen, obviously this movie's audience that they're going for is women. Because it's women empowerment, and as it should be, and the gays, and it makes sense. It makes total sense. But I also like how Greta Gerwig, even though obviously they were roasting the mess out of the dudes in there, she did a fantastic job, like not making you dislike them.
Right.
Like they were funny and fun and entertaining the entire time.
Right?
Huh?
The men, right?
Yeah. Like they were funny and fun the entire time. That you never like, even though they were doing all these things that would generally probably piss you off, like you liked them so much that you were like, and then I also like that they flipped it, because spoilers.
But you can't say that in the world of Barbie, like or both Barbie Land and the real world in the movie, men are just buffoons, right?
Yeah,
it's a comical buffoon.
To be fair, they're buffoons in both.
Yeah, both.
But differently, sort of. But like, I overall really enjoyed the movie. How was your experience? What was it like when you went to go watch it?
I had my friend Ethan laughing at everything.
Shout out Ethan.
Ethan, we love you.
Shout out Ethan.
He got mad at me for not laughing enough. But the thing is, Tim, he was laughing so loudly that I just assumed he's laughing for the both of us.
Stop.
Because you know how he gets. He was very into it. He was a little high, right? So, everything that I went to go to laugh at, he's laughing so loud. I was like, I'm laughing too. Yeah. But my experience was good.
Mm-hmm.
I accidentally spilled all the popcorn at one point.
That sounds like an alley thing to do.
Everywhere.
What is your experience? Was it fun? Was it awful?
I did it alone again.
Good.
Alone.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I put him onto that. I put him onto that.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know that. Yeah.
And I remember I sat down and I was sitting right next to, and it was like early in the morning on literally yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was sitting next to this mom where she brought her two kids. Like one was like a little younger and like one was a little older.
Yeah.
And then there was like moments where like things were happening and all I heard was like I think it was either the mom or the like tween daughter were just like preach.
Dead.
For like small little moments, I'm like, yo, okay, I know who I'm sitting next to.
Preach.
Just started clapping and
yes.
snapping.
Slay.
I'm like, all right, I know I'm sitting next to you.
So did that make it better for you to watch it?
I thought it was more fun. I thought it was a little bit more fun just because like I got to see someone else's like open reactions to it.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I advocate people going to the theaters to watch stuff, just because I'm like, still always a more enjoyable experience to watch it outside. I watched it twice. The first time I watched it by myself in the Dolby. I was laid back, kicking it, chilling, and I just loved the laughter that was coming. You always know you're kind of having a good time when like the whole entire theater is laughing and it's like a community thing where you guys all get it, right? I wasn't sitting here hearing no one saying, man, like it was just generally good. The second time I watched the Barbie movie, I kid you not, Dolby again, different AMC, it literally stopped in the middle. Like the lights all came on. Yeah, the lights all came on. My friend Andy was like, are we about to die? And I'm like, looking at the exit, like, how fast can I make it to that exit right now? The lights go back off, the movie starts, and then it cuts off. And I've never been in a theater where it just cut off. And we sat there for an extra 30 minutes watching it restart. And them try to skip.
Like
dude, yeah. And them try to skip through the movie. And I'm like, I didn't even know they had a skip button in the movie. And they got it 12 minutes away from where we stopped off. And we just have to watch it from there again. And I'm like,
you didn't go past where you were.
The experience.
No, I didn't. Huh? It definitely took you out, but it's the fact that it just like it took longer. It took longer to watch it because now like something I was supposed to get out at like 11 something, and now I'm like there almost at 12 to 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, bro, what in the dude, this is an expensive theater. Like, how do you
mess that up?
How do you mess that up?
But to go back, or just like,
nah, they ain't.
No, they don't care.
They don't give a fuck. But no, I still enjoyed it better the second time. I enjoyed the response I saw from the audience of how they felt about it and stuff like that. So I think it's been 15 minutes.
Okay.
I think we could talk about spoilers.
Can we talk about the?
Can I just showcase something real quick, Allie? What are you wearing right now, dude?
Whoa, calling me out.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
No,
I was
yeah,
told to dress, in pink and whatever. So.
Duh.
Yeah, well,
Go on.
And I've had these tights forever. Can the camera see these tights?
You can show them.
Yeah, you can show them off.
Or like this one can.
Yeah, that one can.
This one can. Okay.
Yeah.
So I've had these tights forever, but I haven't had a reason to wear them. They're like very. Do you want to feel them?
Bedazzled.
Go on.
You go.
Go ahead.
I can do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bedazzled.
Yeah.
Bedazzled. Yeah.
So, this is my Barbie fit.
This is a Barbie fit. Did you wear this?
No, I had a different.
You had a different.
I had
pink
like
fit.
it had like laced sleeves, and then I broke the zipper, so my tits were kind of completely out. Yeah, because it zipped to like here. And then so I had to just kind of leave it open, and then but it tucked over, so it was fine.
What was Ethan wearing?
What was he was
Originally he wasn't gonna dress.
he was not.
Yeah, he wasn't.
What?
He got mad at my friend Matthew for not dressing for the occasion, and he literally wasn't gonna wear anything. And I was like, show me your wardrobe right now. You are gay and you're not dressing for the occasion. He's like, I don't want to. And I'm like, I don't care. So he puts, I know Tim, yeah. So he puts on like this pretty cute like blue and purple like button-up shirt. It was like dark blue and like had like purple and it was like soft. So that was like his Ken outfit.
Okay.
It counts. He tried.
He attempted.
But he was like, I don't want to wear my nice outfit because like I'm gonna go see the Barbie movie again. And I'm gonna dress it out.
You're not worth
You're
not worth the nice outfit.
In my outfit. I'm wearing heels. I like did my pink eyeshadow, and you're gonna tell me no,
bro. Ethan,
you're not
like
Ethan.
Literally. He didn't
Ethan,
pull out all the stops. No,
Ethan.
So I'm with two white men. Okay, did not dress. I did. So
tragic.
But,
Yo, you know something so interesting. I imagine when someone's saying something about a story about somebody and they're listening to the podcast, like if they're like, and like they're responding back, but like this is not live.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you. You can't fight back. I'm sorry.
He will call us.
He will call you. He will call you because I'm not. Spoiler alert. So before we do with the spoiler alert, let me do my thing. If you have not watched the Barbie movie, even though you definitely should, stop now. Do not watch because I'm spilling everything right now. Okay. So you've been warned already ahead of time. Okay. I want to go through the synopsis of the Barbie movie, and then we will go and just free for all it. Okay. So, Barbie movie. Barbie and Ken are having the time of their lives in the colorful and seemingly perfect world of Barbie Land. However, when they get a chance to go into the real world, they soon discover the joys and perils of living among humans.
Can we talk about like what were your expectations of the movie, and then like wait, this is not what I was expecting.
Yeah. So go with that.
So I didn't read up on anything going in. I wanted it to just be an experience.
Yeah.
I didn't. Because sometimes I'll like be like, okay, I have a general idea of the plot or anything. Yeah. I went in cold, like no idea, just who the co-stars and cast pretty much are, and that's it. So you can imagine my surprise when I'm hearing some of those lines popping off, and I'm looking around the audience like, isn't this for kids, right? Am I allowed to give a spoiler?
Sure. Yeah, spoiler time.
So the first thing that really threw me off was the I'm gonna beat you off. I'm gonna beat you off hard.
I love that line. I love that line.
Eye contact, like intensely talking about I'm gonna beat you off, and I'm like,
I'll beat you both off.
So clever though.
It was so good.
It was good, but it really took me out. I was like, holy shit! Like, what am I listening to? I'm like, am I listening to an R-rated version of the movie?
I'm dead.
I'm like, what is going on? And then the other thing is, towards the end when they're on the beach again and the whole screen fills up with white and I'm like, are they coming for each other right now before it goes into the dance montage?
What are you talking about? It fills in with white.
She's talking about when they're singing the song and they're fighting and they're like, but it's clearly like just like a Barbie power thing is what they're doing.
I don't remember.
And the whole
you
screen kind of like flickers white as they're like,
the little
yeah, it's like a power up thing.
I think you were just pushing a little.
I think you wanted to. I think you were pushing the jizz findom.
It was giving gay sexual erotic tension.
You
guys know it. You guys know it was.
Listen,
I don't really feel that.
I will say this. For one, obviously, obviously, I'm sure they did this on purpose because they understood if they showed fully what this movie was, that might turn certain people off.
Right.
And that's not the point.
Right.
They know people are gonna check out a Barbie and Ken adventure.
Right.
I love the message that they conveyed.
Okay.
I thought it was cool. I loved all the R-rated stuff because this is where I do disagree with you. I don't think this movie is meant for kids. I think kids are interested to go watch it.
Right. But I mean, I just thought it was for kids.
No, understandable.
You know what I mean?
No,
I'm not saying it is for kids or not for kids, but I just
and that's the trick.
As a Barbie movie, you would expect it to be for these 7-8-year-olds going into the theater.
But the reason I would disagree,
I
would disagree is because the moment I saw Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling, I was like, they would not have hired these big these actors that adults love to watch like this.
Kids movies do great.
But the thing is, with these kids movies, they've always added like little innuendos and jokes for the adult because they know the adults are coming to watch the movies too, so they like to do those jokes. These were just because here's the thing: the kids that played with Barbie are all adults now.
Right.
No kids are but like no kid this age is playing with a Barbie doll.
You don't know that.
No, but I'm saying generally, like we're in a technical age.
They're all iPad.
Like they're all iPad babies and TikTok kids. Like no kid is playing with a doll right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes sense to me that they were doing the whole. Every time they did the beach off stuff, like I thought all of it was so clever to me of how they creatively did that. And I know this is gonna sound very like, oh, typical man. Of course you love it, but it spoke to me. All the stuff that they explain when it comes to roasting the men and stuff, like they were like men, and they were like talking about the gym and stuff.
Yeah.
Or when they were like talking about the God. I know that definitely hit you when they started talking about the Godfather and explaining.
I was like,
I knew that. And he was like,
so
when he was
the Godfather.
So you just talk about money and act like you have no idea. You gotta put your things in stocks.
Yeah.
Or talk about like I'm like, dude, I was cackling and all the men were laughing in the theater because they're like, it's such a man thing to do.
But what I kind of found was interesting was like, oh, so Barbie's way of like distracting the men were by being like
interested in the men?
No. They were playing dumb.
Well, yeah, but they were playing dumb to what the men wanted.
Exactly, because
so
they were saying the men
would
be interested.
So, is this a good lesson though?
Is
this a good lesson to be teaching these children? If you want to distract a man, just act a little.
If I'm gonna be real, because I've read up on this, and you know, I agree with you as well because you know I've read up and heard people being like, wait, so to distract the men, it's to play dumb and to manipulate them like this, and that's how you get them. And I see both sides because I always see both sides, and I'm always like, in reality, if you've ever read any OnlyFans, if you read any of that stuff, you will see honestly how easy it is to trick dudes, especially horny men, simple-minded men who are liking a woman. They could literally,
boobies.
Boobies, gone. I crashed your car, titties, gone.
Forgiven.
Everything's forgiven. You know this yourself. I may have overspent money. Damn it. But cute looks cute. Well,
it's okay.
I guess it's fine. So I think it's like a both thing where I'm kind of like, both of these nuts. But I think I also really love the wholesomeness of how technically the Kens were being, because although they were doing the patriarchy about it, right?
Yeah.
Dude thought it was about horses. He thought it was about horses.
But isn't that a node to like a notion towards men that like men are dumb? If he's like, oh, the patriarchy's cool, but I thought it was about horses, then doesn't that mean that men don't see past like surface level things? Isn't that kind of what it was saying?
I think.
So in a way, isn't that a jab at men again?
I think
most of this movie is like entirety is I wouldn't say the basis of this movie is a jab to men, but that is like a. You know, it's a constant thing that's happening.
Obviously, because like you know, I think what her idea of this was to show the opposites of each world. You know, Barbies all ruled everything on the Barbie world, and the Kens were sort of like accessories to the
Right.
Barbies because that's how it works, right?
Mhm.
It's Barbie. It's not like the reason they didn't care about the Kens
Barbie and
is
it's
because
Ken.
because you know
Kenough.
because you know Ken was literally just brought in as an accessory for Barbie
Right.
so people could feel like they had a couple, right? Ken is not the focus. There's never been a Ken thing. It's always been Barbie. Oh, and Ken comes with the Barbie house and stuff.
Definitely.
And that's why when you went into the world, like I saw a joke in there that I thought was so like when they were showing the dollar bills, I didn't get it at first. And then I was like, oh, there's all men on the dollar bills. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I see. But here's my thing. And what I wanted to see if you guys agreed with me is like they did a good job redeeming both sides because they showed how the Barbies were like, oh yeah, like you know, because she came off dismissive in the beginning to Ken, right? She was like, yeah, I don't want you here, and it came off kind of like bitey, right? And I'm like, I wonder why she's being like
Why
this.
is this your gesture for bitey?
Shut up. Bitey and meow. Is that what you wanted? Meow meow meow. But like when he took over, and he was like, you failed me, right? And he had that whole line where he was like, it doesn't feel that good, does it? I'm like, she's allowing for all the audience to see, doesn't feel good, does it? Like, although you probably, you know, all the women are probably enjoying the Barbie world, like, you're now getting to see, like, you know, oh, this is how it looks for them on that side and stuff like that, you know, because when you look through a lens, you kind of see it only from, like, your side only. Like, do you guys think she did a great job, or do you think it was still, because I think she did a fantastic job balancing the two.
I think that I don't know. I don't know about my opinion on that. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh damn.
Because part of me, when it comes to this, is like I almost felt like it was doing a lot to be political and like woke, and at the same time, it's a Barbie movie, so it's like how much can you really do with it? Like I get where am I going with this? I get where what she was trying to do, but at the same time, I almost feel like it wasn't necessarily about that. Like, I get we're looking at the men on both sides in the real world and in Barbie world, and we're looking at the women in the real world and the Barbie world. But at the end, it all kind of goes back to the same way it was. So, does any of that matter? It's like nothing changes. We go through this whole movie, and it's all exactly the same by the end of it. So then, if it is about political, seeing men, seeing women from each side, then does it even matter? Because nothing changed.
I think a little bit changed.
She went to the gynecologist.
Well,
Whoopee.
yeah.
Like, whoopee.
Shut the fuck up.
Like,
like Barbie Land, you know?
Yeah,
like,
a little bit changed.
no, they all went back to power.
Yeah, they all got back to power, but the
Kens are still Kens.
The Kens.
They're
were
Ken
like,
up.
yo, can we? No, the Kens were over here like, oh, can we be part of the Supreme Court or whatever?
Yeah.
Too? They were like, no, but we'll give you like a small little
lower-
job, and maybe you can like, you know, get there one day.
Oh, so you call that change then? Is that
Well,
really
I mean,
significant?
start.
I mean, but like, you know, and then they did the joke, of course, where they were like, you know, and then the Kens will make, you know, they'll eventually get to as much power as women have and stuff like that.
In the real world,
In the
right.
real world. And I sort of saw it as like, obviously, like you do have to think of it from who is their target audience to a certain point of view. Like, I understand we're all probably sitting there being like, there are women in power. What are you talking about? Or you can sit there and be like, that's not fair. Why would they, if they clearly learned their lesson, why would they not let at least one or two Kens be up there? But at the end of the day, it's still a movie.
Right.
The target audience is women. And to me, that makes sense.
But is the target audience women?
Well, I think so, because that's what the Barbie is supposed to inspire, that women can be anything in this world. That's why this target audience is,
Sure,
you could be a doctor, you could be this, you could be that.
The thing is, right?
Yeah.
If the movie is solely for, or the main audience targeting is women, right? Women already know, yeah, we are enough, we can do things, right? It's a reinforcement, that's great. But to actually make space in these positions of power in these fields, men have to see the message also to understand it. So
Of course.
the demographic, the target audience, really just women? I think it's for literally men and women.
I feel like...
I think that's why they put certain male
it's
actors in there.
It's an open conversation.
You
so
think
like,
so?
you know, like
Because why else would they have certain male
I
actors
don't
that
think it
everyone
was
loves?
mainly just for women. I think it's
well, of course, not mainly just for women, but I assume that this message is like, you know, if you go and you watch
it's
a movie about
it's a
Get Out...
conversation starter, if anything, that men can also. Oh,
yeah, it's a conversation starter for sure.
It's let's say men bring their girlfriend over to watch Barbie because everyone wants to watch Barbie. They also get like a slight opening of how it is in the mind of a woman and all that, and like their experience and all that.
So would you say Get Out's target audience is for everyone and not primarily for African Americans?
I think that Get Out is for everyone other than children, probably. Yeah, children shouldn't be watching it. Like 4 or 5-year-olds, that would terrify me. If
I don't think it's primarily for African Americans.
I don't either.
I
think that it's one of those things where it's like you guys like there's representation that was much needed, and like it's groundbreaking because I know a lot of people like horror films are stereotypically like white actors, like the helpless white woman who falls and gets stabbed. But I think that with Get Out it was like great because you get representation and diversity, but if it was solely for one demographic, right, then that narrows down who can enjoy it, who can pull from that, who can say, well, this is inspiring, we can have these actors in other movies too.
So I'm asking these questions because, my version of what their primary demographic is, a lot of black people will understand some of the little innuendos in Get Out that other people would not understand or get because they've never experienced it or dealt with it, right?
Yeah.
The whole black mold, I voted for Obama, all of these things are things that happen primarily to African Americans, right? So you would assume the primary demographic that you're hitting for who can resonate and understand this from an actual realistic point is African American people. It's not saying it's not primarily for them. Like, it's not saying like no one can watch it and understand it. But what I'm saying is this film is clearly being catered from their POV. And that's what I'm saying about Barbie.
So can we relate it to so we can
relate it to Barbie.
Did you as a man feel like you understand women more now because you watch Barbie?
I feel like to a certain degree I can understand more of the innate struggle that a woman would deal with when it comes to dealing with all forms, because they said that line, women hate women and men hate women. Yeah. But which to me, I've always saw it as women love women and men love women, because I'm like, when I see on social media or when I'm in life, I'm like, dude, girls always are complimenting women. I think women are beautiful and amazing and great. And so I'm like, men don't like, women cannot like men, and men definitely are not about to support no dude on no stuff like that as hard as they would a woman. So I'm like, so when she said that, I was like, huh.
No, that was one of the most real lines in the movie.
Interesting.
And it's so true. It is so true, because women haven't had a lot of space in a lot of industries for a very long time. So, and we're naturally taught that like if we're doing one thing, someone's doing it better, and there cannot be two. Like even in school, like if you're not the best, right? And that translates out to like the work field also, because naturally, like if you're a doctor, it's a female doctor. If you hear the word doctor, you think of male. You hear nurse, you think woman. You hear teacher, you think woman. You hear principal, you think man. It's just inherently in us, right? So when women have to compete against women for the same space that a man already gets naturally, we tend to have this like fighting, right? And I just think that like men don't really see it because men don't have to deal with it as much, right? Like I just think that if you're applying for a job and you hear you're going up against 3 female candidates, naturally you're probably not as intimidated as 5 men. Right? I don't know. I just feel like
Interesting.
It's just, and so I think that men not having to deal with certain things, I'm not saying you guys are oblivious per se, but maybe just not as aware to the issues. Yeah. Right? Like think about if a girl, even on social media, like you see a really pretty girl, as a woman, right? You're like gonna tell her, oh, you look great. Yeah. But self-consciously, you're gonna be like, wow, I feel like shit. Just because society says this woman is pretty, so you're not. But they don't say that to men. It's not as, you guys aren't pushed to wear certain clothing, makeup, hair. Like, you can do it if you want to, but no one expects you to go somewhere dressed up with makeup on. Sure. Whereas women, if you're not and someone else is, you're immediately compared. I feel like.
And I think the movie touched base on that. Like,
and it did.
For sure.
Like,
so
in the monologue part,
that's the moment where like,
I think that's where a lot of
where like the audience member was like over here snapping.
Yeah.
And after every single line, I was like, oh shit.
I think that's where a lot of the riffs come in, because people already understood what this movie now is.
Right.
And so that monologue was just like right on the nose, you feel me, of what was going on. And listen, I understand people felt like it was preachy and it was this and this and this. And I understand that from a entertainment standpoint. I've been watching singing and dancing and colors and moving and all of these things, and then all of a sudden it's just like drawing it. But I think the point is, like, they needed that to be said. Right. They needed it to be registered in everyone's brain. And although you could feel like it was preachy, although you could feel like it was weird and stuff. I don't think it was
preachy.
Yeah, okay.
I think they did enough, like, hee-hee, ha-ha moments, enough funny humor, like, one-liners, like, things like that when it came to the serious moment, it was like, all right, we can sit here and listen to it for a minute. Yeah. It's not like it's been the whole movie shoving it down your throat. Yeah. It was where it needed to be said, it was said, and then it moves on. Yeah. So I feel like in that regard, like, it opened up space by being so, like, funny and chaotic for the first whatever part of the movie.
Yeah. The only thing is, like, while the monologue was happening, it just felt like it felt almost a little too quick for me to even digest it, you know? And I wish I could have I think I just need to watch the movie over again.
Right.
I think I implore everyone to watch the movies twice, because just like I said with Oppenheimer and Barbie, like, I genuinely enjoyed them even more than I did the first time, because I knew what to expect. I was looking at a whole bunch of other stuff, and I started to get more jokes that I did not register the first time. And then things that I felt like for instance, I think I said in Oppenheimer, I thought the first part felt super rushed. I watched it again, and it didn't feel rushed to me.
That's wild.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
How does that work? Even that part, that did not feel as long as it did the first time, because I feel like I knew and expected it and could digest it better and watch everything that was actually happening, rather than from a first lens of like, I don't know where this is going or what this is doing. And then I was like, oh wow, okay, yeah, all right, that was pretty cool. I wanted to go back to what you said. You thought it was pretty gay with the guys doing the whole dancing thing. On
the beach. When the one moment where they're like screaming at each other and everything like starts to snowflake out white, and then they go into a dance mantra. The white filling the screen
when they're fighting, yeah,
on the beach. When the white's filling the screen in between them, I'm like, and it's like getting all snowflakey and powdering out. I'm like, that's
not jizz, bro. Dude, that's literally not. I don't know where you got that idea from, Allie. I really don't know where you got that.
Because look, it's all this conflict. The sexual tension's building.
Stop. There's no sexual tension, bro.
No. Zoom in on
literally.
The screen goes white.
It's literally bromance.
The screen goes all white. Yeah, bromance, right?
Bromance. No, but like, here's the thing. So here's what I thought was cool, because I was sitting.
It gets all white, and then they dance together like.
But look.
So it's like the sexual tension has been alleviated.
Here's the thing. I realized that a lot of people might be like, man, nigga, this is gay. Like, look at these dudes. They're all dancing together and all this. But I'm like, you do know back in like the 80s and stuff, this was what the power. This is what like.
Gay. It was the cream filling the screen.
Huh? Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, no, because I've been seeing on a lot of on websites and stuff where people are like, that whole thing was gay. Like, why'd they demasculate them like that by making? And I'm like,
dancing wasn't the problem. It was the cream on the screen.
There was no cream on the screen. That's just your dirty mind, bro. But like literally,
you're
like
telling me they talked about beaching each other off earlier in the movie, beaching each other off, and now you're telling me that the white filling the screen wasn't them beaching each other off harder.
She might have.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Bro.
Yeah.
But why snowflakes?
Not because they did that earlier. It was to show magic. Like every time they flipped their hair,
and there was a lot of magic in between them. Just
my god.
The car scene when it was like, Mom, where did you learn to drive like this? And then, oh, it was a guy. Was it Dad? And she's like, yeah. Because it clearly wasn't Dad, you know.
Obviously.
That was good. I liked that part.
I liked the line where she was like, I heard you're dating that Ken. Man, I'd love to see what he's packing that nude blob underneath his shorts. I was like, that was when I was like, whoa!
Wait. Can I just? There's a scene that I was like, oh, that's a girl thing. It's crazy. I want to see if this resonates with y'all. There was a moment where Barbie showed off her flat feet, right? And all the Barbies were like, and then out of nowhere, Ken was like, and they was like, shut up, Ken. Yeah, you shut up, Ken.
Yeah.
So all the girls can like easily say like ew, like easily voice out their opinions, but the moment that a man or Ken, you know, says something, they're like, you shut up right
And I think that's supposed to be. I think they were playing this because it's supposed to be like the opposite effect of how things are supposed to. I didn't understand the "shut up, Kim" part because in my brain, my brain was like,
that feels
kind of bullying
I think it's
them
more
a
of
little
like,
bit.
you know, when a bunch of girls are hanging out and they're like, I don't know if I like this dress, and everyone's kind of like, yeah, and then if a dude says it, it's like, shut up, we weren't talking to you. Like, it's not about what you think.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, we love it on her.
Like we
fuck
love
you.
it. Yeah, no, yeah.
It
like,
was just one of those.
Because it was one of those things where it's like we can say how disgusting
we
it is.
can't join in, dude.
But
That's something we can't do.
you can't do that because like even that line that I thought was so funny when she said the nude blob. I'm like, if there was a movie and some dude was saying that would be distasteful.
Right.
Because they'd be like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But she said that because I think it's supposed to be the opposite of how, you know, like, because when she goes into the real world, he was like, I like to be in your shorts.
Yeah,
and all that stuff. And it's supposed to be like, oh, this is like what catcalling sounds like. Right. But when it's on the opposite side, to me, that was hilarious. But I thought it was so funny when she said that. I was not expecting her to say that out of her.
The scene where he was like, I have all the genitals. Like that?
What?
When
he was like,
that's really when?
They were skating at the end and she said she doesn't have a vagina. And he was like, I have all the genitals.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I'm like, how did they film that while keeping a straight face? Like, you read that script, right? And you're just like...
I
fun without saying that.
Dude, I'm gonna say this now. Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling are just so good. Like, the emotional trip Margot had to go through all of those times, I just kept asking myself, like, man, the fact that, and you know, from an actor's standpoint, you know, I'm like, how do you just get there so authentic? Like, you can't.
I mean, because Barbie is already a one-dimensional. It's a doll, and it's supposed to be like the most vain thing in existence. It's like, oh, perfect dimension.
Well, stereotypical Barbie.
Exactly. But she brought so much life into the character and like so much depth, I feel like, because stereotypical Barbie is like an airhead, ditzy. But I feel like she really brought, I don't know, like...
I'm not even thinking about that. Every time there was a heartfelt moment, I'm looking at her eyes, obviously, from an actor's lens, and I'm sitting here like, how do you just keep, like, she can't tell a lie even if she wanted to. Like, it's nothing but just truth on her face.
You know what's crazy to me? Like, I know, like, in the end of the film, she's gifted a heart or something because you start to hear the heartbeat, right?
Yeah, because she's becoming human.
There were moments in the film where, like, you know, like you said, we look in her eyes and you could literally just see, like, there's a heart behind those eyes.
There's a heart, yeah. And I'm just like, God, so, like, that whole close-up scene, and I'm looking, I'm like, where are you gonna cry from? And it's coming from here, bro. And I'm like, you, as an actor, have to genuinely be feeling, you can't fabricate that. Ryan Gosling, absolutely also phenomenal, dude. Yeah. Like, his comedic timing, and, like, you literally cannot hate him no matter what he does, because he's doing such a fantastic job of just captivating you every time he's on the screen, dude, that you're just like, when he took over Ken Lane, he was like, oh, sorry, babe. Sorry, babe. Like,
the whole frat boy voice came out.
Dude.
I was sitting there like, frat boy. I was like so triggered. I was like, this can't hurt me.
Bro,
this can't hurt me.
Fantastic. Sublime! Absolutely just euphoric watching him, dude. Like,
dude, wow. He did an amazing job. I really enjoyed watching
really
it.
did.
And
I had like some doubts at first when I like first
did
saw
you?
it. Yeah, because I saw it like
I actually did too.
Really?
Like,
you did too?
Yeah. Because I know him for so many like serious roles.
Of course, yeah. That's what he's his shtick.
You know, it's like to see him then transform into like this shallow, silly, goofy man for this movie and do it so well. I was like, wow, like good for him.
Yeah.
I like when I first heard that Ryan Gosling was gonna be Ken, and I saw the picture, I was like, oh, like it just looks, it looked a little weird because like he's an old looking dude, kind of.
A little bit, right?
Sure, he's like buff, like he looks great. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, he does.
Great. But
hacking.
Oh, they definitely gave him fake abs for sure.
Dude,
really?
No, there's no way. They definitely
I'd like
sprayed.
To think that Daddy worked for them,
they definitely sprayed. Like, he definitely worked out. Don't get me wrong. Like he definitely worked out, but they definitely had to add it up. He's a doll with abs.
Right.
Like they have to.
Crazy that they had to shave him down all the way, or that he had to wax them because you know they're dolls. So Greta Gerwig was like, yeah, like they're meant to be dolls.
That
hair's gotta be gone.
Nah.
So like when I originally saw, I was like, oh, like I just don't like his face, and I saw Ken, I was like, yeah. When I see Margot Robbie and I see Barbie, I'm like, yeah,
does Margot Robbie, bro?
Yeah. You can't go wrong with that.
The Margot Robbie when they did the scene where they were like, note to the casting director.
Yeah, that one.
Like,
when she's
dude,
talking about she's ugly now.
I was looking at her, and the whole movie, I'm just like, how are you this beautiful? Like,
even when she's crying,
dude, like, I'm just like
messy, like,
I'm like, your husband is the luckiest human to probably exist in this universe, bruh. That, like, I was looking and I'm like, and she's like, I'm ugly, and I'm like, gang.
Yeah, and then
gang,
the
not you, someone else, not you. Cause I'm like, she's bawling her eyes out, and I'm like, bro, what are you talking about right now? Like, I also wanted to talk about Kingsley Ben.
Ben
Kingsley, yeah, Adir.
Oh,
so Ken's best
guy,
friend, not Ken's best. So I love him because I just recently discovered him because I've been watching Secret Invasion on Disney Plus, and I know he's done some other things.
He's gonna be the new Bob Marley.
Is he?
Really?
He's Bob Marley.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow, that is right. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even register that.
No, wait. Have y'all seen Sex Education?
Yeah.
Dude, 3 of those actors were in that freaking film.
Oh, I only recognize the girl who looks like Margot Robbie.
Emma Mackey,
Yeah.
the dude, who was in The Office.
He, the dude who's gay, but he's closeted gay.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the guy that went up to the executives.
Yeah, and the other, Ken.
Which Ken was he?
You
know the dude in the cubicle who goes up to the top
floor?
Yes.
He's in Sex Education as the gay guy.
Oh, is he?
Who
was
not comfortable with his sexuality because his dad was like the principal of the school or something.
Yeah. And also the open gay guy in Sex Education.
The black dude?
Yeah, he's in there.
Yeah.
He just had like a goatee.
Yeah. But like literally, like when I saw him,
Barn from that show.
No, bro. Like this is why I love actors, bro. So I'm watching Ben up there, and he's this like, Ken, no, you're so cool. He's like being this worried wart, and I'm like, how great are you? Because I'm watching him in Secret Invasion, and he's just
completely different.
No, he's the main villain.
Yeah,
he's this stone cold, badass,
Yeah.
like serious about his stuff, and I'm just like, wow. When I saw him the first time, and he's being this goofy dude, I'm like, wow, total switch, because I believe him as both. Because he's the ringleader of this revolting revolution in this movie, and I mean in Secret Invasion. And then I'm seeing him do this same thing with the Shang-Chi character. Like he's being
Simu?
Simu?
Yeah, Simuli.
Let me make sure I'm correct. I want to make sure. Yeah, Simu. When I saw him in this movie, I'm like, great addition, dude.
Yeah.
No, actually,
I did not expect him.
I did not expect him to be that character, and he killed it, and I loved him. He was like, hey Ken, and I'm like, he's like this cocky brat.
Yeah. And he does it so well. What?
Dude, you just reminded me, the most true man thing that they had was when they were all playing the guitars, and when the girls would get a text, when they got a text and they giggled, I'm like, instant trigger for any dude. I'm like, you know you're in trouble when she picks up her phone and just laughs at something, because your immediate thing is like, who got you laughing over there, gang?
Who got you smiling?
Like he's like, yeah, give me that. Let me
Ken.
And I'm just like, bro, easy way to get. I was like, they did their research on that, bro.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, been there.
You're triggered a little bit.
Been there. PTSD.
There's a lot of relatable things in this film.
They did a lot of good relatable things that I thought, honestly, they like. As I said, I think she did a fantastic job of doing the opposites, because, like, listen, she could have just made Ken be a lapdog if she wanted to continue to have the story the way she wanted. But she decided to let him have his own arc, right? He had his own arc of self-discovery. He went back and had his own win. Right. He still lost, but it was never on a way where he just needed to lose and that was it. She was like, I don't want to hurt him. And she was like, he brainwashed your friends and then took over your house. Yeah. And I'm like, and a part of me was like, well, I mean, hold on. They don't even have a house in Barbie Land. They're homeless kids.
Yeah, where do they live?
They don't know because there's no kin house.
They don't have
There's like actually no kin house.
They just sleep on the beach?
They just literally
beach.
They're just beach.
They're beach.
They all just migrate to the beach.
They could collectively build a house, a frat house.
As the narrator said, Ken's day is only okay if Barbie acknowledges him.
Yeah.
And so literally they have no existence over there, but to be, beach. And so I appreciate how they got him a redeeming arc.
That's a subtle jab at men not having any creativity? Because think about it, no, guys, hear me out, right? So Barbies, right, get played with in the real world, okay?
Yeah.
And you use your imagination for everything that happens with Barbies.
Mm-hmm.
Women play with the Barbies. Mm-hmm. Ken is for men, theoretically. Like, they made the Ken doll for boys. But guys don't really think like that when it comes to dolls. So they haven't thought of, let's make them a house and all this stuff.
Well, no, because when they made the Ken doll, that wasn't for boys to play with. They made the Ken doll as, like, sort of an addition to the Barbie house.
To also appeal to boys.
No, this was no.
You know what's crazy to me, and I just read this on the comment section.
Mm-hmm.
People were confused when Ken in the movie was like, the everlasting boyfriend. Somebody in the comment section was like, I thought Ken was like Barbie's gay friend.
Oh, that's Alan. Oh, Alan's the gay friend.
Alan was never. No, they made Alan gay.
I'm pretty sure Alan's also
no, because
gay.
when they made Alan, it said it's Ken. Like I watched the thing. It was Ken's best friend. Like
and all of Ken's clothing fits Alan.
And all of Ken's clothing fit Alan because it's a Ken doll.
All of Ken's clothing fits Alan.
That doesn't make any sense.
Explain it to us.
Yeah, it's just his clothes.
Slowly explain it to us. Alan's gay?
This is why I should have brought Ethan on. Ethan could explain the gay to you right here. I'm pretty sure Alan is gay. He's a queer. Look it up.
That's why he wanted to leave Barbie Land? Because all the other kids are straight and they like their Barbies?
And they were becoming,
Dude, that's why Alan wanted to leave. He literally wanted to leave Barbie
Alan's
Land.
gay, you guys. Did you guys not pick up on that?
He was just Michael Cera to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was really a character.
No, he was, but some people just have
like
archetypes in their characters and they're just casted off of this.
No, so it's a theory that he is. But they saw that he had a rainbow shirt underneath, and they were like, and it was like all of Ken's clothes fit him.
Yes.
Meaning that was his clothes as well. The old lady that she talked to on the bus.
Yeah.
That's the Barbie, like the creator, like the Barbara girl.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Because they brought
I looked it up. It's not.
It's not.
You thought it was?
Someone told me.
Somebody said that, but it's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
How do you know?
I looked it up because I was curious.
Define, look it up. Is she dead?
Yesterday. No, yes, she's dead.
Oh, she's dead.
Yeah, she's dead. So the old lady who's like, "You're beautiful," all this
and
stuff,
she's
right?
like, I know.
Yeah. So that lady you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
So she was like a costume artist for like all these films, and Greta Gerwig she was like a part of this one of Greta Gerwig's like first movies.
Yeah.
So I guess she just brought her on.
I know they wanted to cut that scene.
They did. Warner Brothers wanted to cut it, and Greta was like, "I'm keeping this."
Yeah.
She said, like,
but I don't know why they want to cut it. It was such a harmless. There was nothing wrong with it.
You have no idea what these things.
What Greta Gerwig said was like, I don't know what this film is without this scene, and I'm like, if you cut that scene, would you still have the same effect of the movie?
Someone.
The scene's not very important per se. You would still understand the film exactly as it is.
Yeah.
I think it was just good for some old.
I think I heard someone say that the scene was needed because this was the first time that she went out of Barbie Land and saw a woman who didn't look like all the Barbies and how pretty they looked, and she saw an elderly woman, and she saw the beauty that was completely different than what she's used to, and she was like, "You're beautiful," because it's finally a different beauty that she sees than the standard Barbie beauty that she sees. And she's the first woman she sees the entire time.
Yeah.
And interacts with and stuff like that. And so that's why it's sort of why she wanted to keep that scene in there, because I think it was showing the difference of, you've already saw all the people cast in that movie were gorgeous.
Yeah.
And so it is sometimes you need to go show the different point of view of, that. I also want to talk about an Easter egg that I found out myself as well. So if you guys didn't know, the four girls at the table.
You found that?
Wait.
They were literally talking about this before.
Dude, like.
Are you gonna take credit?
Who was talking about this before?
No. First of all, I said, because I saw a TikTok, okay, guys. It said that the four girls at the lunch table were like representative of Bratz dolls. Right? That's what it was, and that's why they didn't like Barbie. Okay, and Tim was like, "Oh no, that's stupid. What are you talking about?"
Okay. I don't know if I use those words exactly, but...
And then I show him the video and he goes, wow. I show him the video and he goes, wow, look at that. Huh, they are the Bratz dolls. Yeah, you're laughing, but...
Hey, that's such a good thing, because everyone's sitting here being like, Warner Brothers is clearly gonna... If this hit even if this doesn't hit 1B, this is a hit.
It's already
and Warner Brothers is gonna 100% gonna try to make a second one.
They are.
And I'm wondering if
yeah.
Greta Gerwig is gonna try to, because it's only gonna... People who are already...
Sorry, bro. I just can't stand the way you pronounce these names.
What did I say wrong this time?
Say her name again.
Yeah, say it.
I don't want it.
Please.
I'll say it for you. Greta Gerwig.
Don't touch me.
Gerwig.
Greta Gerwig.
Gerwig.
Greta Gerwig. If she doesn't come on, I don't know if they're gonna get.
Oh no, they wouldn't
Margot
have a second one without her.
Yeah, they're not gonna have a second one without her. They're
They
not gonna have a
shouldn't.
second one without Ryan Gosling. They're not gonna have a second one without Margot Robbie. That's just a
I
given.
think also they need Dua Lipa for sure.
I hated the word
Really?
brewski so much. I know it's
Brewski?
Beecher talk, but I just really have a hatred for the word brewski.
Are you talking?
Brewski beers.
Wait. Are you talking because of what's that one show with Evan Peters?
Oh
Is that
my
why?
God! I forgot he said that.
Anybody want a brewski?
And a brewski? You want a
Is that one?
brewski? No, dude. I just hate the word brewski. It just sounds cringy to me.
It's, where's it come
Can
from?
you
Like,
have me a
is it
brewski beer?
Canadian?
Like, huh?
Is it
Brewski?
Canadian?
I thought it was just like
I
frat
thought it was
boy
like frat
lingo.
boy, Beecher
Brewski?
boy lingo.
Oh, Brewski might be like Canadian.
You want to go to get a brewski?
Get a.
It might
That's
be.
Irish. That
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
not Canadian.
so wrong, bro. It's like top of the morning. My Canadian friends are like
Brewskis.
big fam. Yeah. Okay. What's up?
Is
Yeah.
that Jamaican?
No, it's not Jamaican.
Giving Jamaican.
I did not talk like this, man. What are you talking about? I did not do that.
Big man.
Well, like no, they
Alright,
said
try again,
we're
again.
getting no. I'm not gonna try again. The point of what I was trying to say is, if they make a second one, I'm very curious on how they're gonna go about it, because now people are like, are you gonna give us another message, or is this now gonna be a Barbie and Ken adventure? Like, what do you now? What's the
The
play?
first one did so well. That's a lot of pressure to like come up with a good script that's not trying too hard, that is entertaining enough, that has some substance. Because what are they gonna do?
I feel like they should do it
Like,
It's gonna
first.
be in the
Western-
real world, most likely.
Well, yeah.
her figuring it out and stuff.
They're definitely gonna have Ryan Gosling come out, and people are wondering, like, are you gonna start bringing toys in now? Like, are you gonna have her interact with other toys that existed in this timeline? Like, but now I'm like sitting here like she has to, like, you when you have a real, like, this is a real message in a real movie, like, under the guise of a big IP,
Right.
and so it's just like Oppenheimer, right? Like, you're not gonna go make a second one because it's like it's that, like, honestly, I could see
They
this
might.
getting nominated.
Well, no, not Oppenheimer.
We thought there was not going to be a Joker 2 because it was so good and it was such an Oscar-like movie. I never believed they would make a Joker 2 because there was no reason. And
You
they
But
can
did.
I
do
think
that
the
with
reason is
fiction.
the money.
Huh?
The reason is the money.
Obviously,
It
it's
does well
always
at
You
the
can
box
do
office,
that
you
with
don't leave
fiction,
it
but
at
you
one.
can't do that with nonfiction.
Like, why do you think
How are
Toy
you gonna make a
Story
sequel
has
to-
6
That's true.
movies?
You can't make a sequel to
Because
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer is
It's
nonfiction.
it's a biopic.
You know,
Yeah.
unless they made a prequel.
But
Exactly.
also, Christopher Nolan, he doesn't usually do
No, he doesn't.
prequels and sequels. It's usually
No.
a
He
one.
did The Dark
standalone
Knight.
film.
That's
right.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those were.
But like most of his are just one standalone.
But that's
film.
also
yeah.
fiction.
That is also fiction, and it's also Warner Brothers. Would you watch this again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Do you think it has enough sustenance to entertain you a second
I
time?
think it was chaotic enough that I could sit through it and not get bored. Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I'd definitely watch it again.
Interesting.
Would I pay to watch it again? That's the question.
Yeah.
What is that
I think
what-
that I wouldn't pay full price for a ticket because I didn't. It's not like a movie that I loved per se. Like it's not the genre I typically like gravitate towards. It's not something I was like excited, like, oh, I need to go see it, the way Ethan probably was, seeing it 3 or 4 times now,
Wow.
as he has. But
We
but it
should
was
have
like,
had him on the podcast.
we-
Wow.
Yeah,
Ethan,
we should have.
I don't know
we
where you
should've-
are tonight.
Yeah, I don't know where you are tonight, Ethan. But like, if man, I really wish we could have told you. I really wish you.
Yeah, like this. Like,
Really wish you could have joined the podcast, buddy.
But,
what are you gonna do?
But, you know, if I got to see it for free, I would do it. I would watch it again.
Yeah.
Or like for a $5 movie
I think
ticket.
you would watch I think a lot of people would watch stuff if they could go for free.
Yeah.
Like, anyways,
He gets
would
like
you
this
recommend
on the
this to someone? Like, would you be like, dude, you should go watch Barbie?
I think it's like a fun experience, and if you're like not comfortable with your own sexuality, get high first, right? Smoke a little bit, and then be more receptive to the message.
Can we
that?
unfold that? I want to understand.
Yeah, let's go ahead and
more.
elaborate a little bit more on
Yeah.
that one, gang.
Well, I think that if you're someone who's a little bit closed-minded or very straight, and you don't want to be receptive of Alan being gay, perhaps, right?
A receptive? I didn't know. I like.
It's Michael Cera.
Yeah. First of all, I knew he was in a movie. I didn't know the doll actually was. It said his buddy, so my brain said, "Oh, it's his buddy."
It did not clarify that he was gay.
Yeah. Well,
Man.
Yeah, I'm like sitting here like, you think I'm gonna
surface
look
level.
below?
The
And
sky
how
is blue.
outing
You want to
Alan.
smoke a little bit before it makes the experience so much better.
What?
It does. It's fun.
You have it
Why?
here. Allie just outed Alan.
Alan
Alan is gay.
Alan is, dude. I'm not gonna lie. That thing they
Alan's
did,
gay.
it was so funny when they were doing the beach off and they just cut to him like for like a second. He's like, he just swallows, and I'm just like, love it.
Wait, you know what's okay? Can we talk about like all the film references in this movie?
Oh,
I'm not
dude,
sure
Yellow
if-
Brick Road, Wizard of Oz.
Big Road.
Yeah.
Yellow Brick
Did you
Road.
not get that thing?
Not that
Oh, and they
far.
were
Following
riding
down the pink road, Ken was basically her little what was that stupid dog's name? Toto? Was that it? Was that the dog's
Why am I
name?
so angry?
Dodo? Something like that.
So
It was a
jealous.
dumb name.
There were a lot
Nah,
of
bro.
film
It was
references.
Wizard of Oz. It was
No.
Wizard of Oz.
Okay, so
For sure.
Have y'all ever
Guaranteed.
seen Truman Show?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was very reminiscent of that.
Yeah.
So it's like
I would say
it's
yeah.
Yeah.
and I think because of like and it's amazing too because I read it like same article. Greta Gerwig asked somebody who was a part of the Truman Show for like ideas like how they made the set look like a set. You know, they made the place look like Barbie Land,
Right.
fake. So for one, it was Truman Show. In the beginning, it was 2001: A Space Odyssey. Not sure if you ever seen that movie. Really old movie, but the whole beginning sequence with like, Barbie's all huge and stuff, and these little girls are playing with like baby dolls.
Oh. I didn't.
Originally, was this movie called 2001: A Space Odyssey. You
Interesting.
need to
Wow.
watch that movie.
Wow.
We're gonna
Okay.
talk about it one day. So that's two. The Kens riding the horses was reminiscent of Monty Python.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Monty Python, and them riding horses like that.
I really thought the dance number was kind of reminiscent of
Grease?
sort of like Grease, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Like, because the clothes they were wearing and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I really love that, just like.
Yeah,
you
Keep
know,
going, though.
guys, no,
I'm not doing-
guys, listen. I loved it because that, like, theoretically, like before, like the dancing stuff was technically this show of like masculinity
Mhm.
was like dancing and like showing it off like that. Like
Yeah.
that was what the definition was. I really love the line that. Oh, that's what we should talk about. What did you guys think of Will Ferrell's character
Oh.
and his involvement in the story?
Great.
Was it
Loved
worthless or
it.
was it
No.
stupid?
No,
it
it was
was
good. It was
amazing.
really good because
Yeah.
it touched on like CEOs being so out of touch with reality.
Yeah.
Like
You
when
thought
get to-
so?
Yeah, because he literally couldn't even get out the door without a key card, and it just opens.
That's the
And he's standing there like
funniest
looking
thing
for a
ever,
key
dude.
card because CEOs are just so out of touch with like the rest of the world. They don't
yeah.
know how much a gallon of gas would cost. They don't know the cost of eggs or bread. They think $7 is like a livable wage and not slave labor. Like they're literally
Yeah,
so out
pay
of
your
touch.
actors.
And like he just did such a good job being that ditzy like confuzzled white man in power.
Yeah.
Oh, we have tons of women. Like we had one woman like CEO like 3 decades
And
ago.
he was like,
Another one.
I'm just saying, like, he
Yeah, we
was
had
so-
another one.
Yeah, exactly. And I just think that his character was good. And I think it's crazy that Mattel allowed that. Because it is Mattel he was the head of, right? And they
Yeah.
allowed him to be like this ditzy, out of touch old man.
Currently, right now, is the CEO a man?
I don't know.
Yep, it's
Wow.
Ynon Kreese. He's the CEO of Mattel.
Christie's.
Stop. Which means, yeah, he poses as Will Ferrell and at the rap party.
Kind of doesn't look too far off.
But anyways, I thought it was interesting because here's the thing: they didn't seek him out to be a villain. Hence why they were like, he was like, the Ken things are making a bunch of money. Like, why don't we just let the Kens rule? And he's like, no, I wanted to, support women's dreams in the least creepy way possible.
Yeah.
And so I don't think it was supposed to be sitting there to be like, evil Mattel, considering Mattel's letting them use Barbie to begin with. So they can't paint the CEO as an actual demon, but they also know
they did paint him ditzy though.
But like they had to. It's funny.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Like if you're gonna make a movie like this, you can't sit here and be like, we're gonna save face for you because that makes them look bad, right? So like, hey, I'm gonna let you know because it's funny. You walk in and it's a room board full of men, describing all men.
But they're the sons of women. They're the husbands of women.
I'm the mother of a son. I'm the son of a mother.
Yeah.
But like, I loved it when he found out that Barbie escaped and he just collapsed onto the ground. Yeah. He's like, and I'm like, still got it, man. You still got it. You're still killing it. Warner Brothers definitely implanted themselves in the background as many times as they possibly could. Their water tower was in the first part when they were leaving. Warner Brothers Discovery was in the back. Other thing, and I just was like, wow, they really are reminding us Warner Brothers is doing this, which I knew, but I was like, letting us know that.
They really had to put their name on it.
But no, honestly, if I'm being real with you, I love Will Ferrell's performance.
You didn't like his character?
I didn't care for the entire company because I was sitting here and I'm like, you guys are kind of just like there. Like they just teleport in randomly, knowing that you're hunting them down, and
were
then
they so important? I don't think
they weren't important. They didn't. They like literally like if they just had one scene in the film, I would have not cared. Like it genuinely, like their presence made no difference. Besides getting
comedic effect.
Yeah, no, it added comedic effect, but like
the fact that their presence wasn't necessarily needed was funny to me because the whole problem was between the Kens and the Barbies.
Yes.
And I think it also, they weren't really needed in the end at all. They weren't helpful. They didn't solve the problem.
Yeah.
The Barbies
they didn't.
The Kens did it themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
So it even points more towards like they really are irrelevant. They're like these men in power, but they really don't matter.
They didn't do anything. Yeah.
No, they did nothing. They just followed, and then when they got there, they were like, what was it? She said ordinary Barbie. And she was like, just okay.
And the guy was like, no. And then the other dude was like, it'll make money. He's like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. And I did think that was a little weird because just so I was like, they just said the Ken things were flying off the shelves as well. So now your bottom line is like, we can't do that for Barbie.
Yeah.
But like before when it said it was making a bunch of money, then you had a problem. And so I was like, because like they had a little weird things. Like for instance, when they were like, Ken was like, can I go talk to the doctor, right? And he was looking at the male doctor. But Ken is from a world where women are all the things. Yeah. So why wouldn't he have just assumed she was a doctor from the jump?
Because he learned.
Oh, he learned about patriarchy.
Yeah. He learned.
Patriarchy and stuff like that. When he was reading about it and like, it's a man's world and like...
Yeah, so that means he's basically, everything he's going to ask for is going to have to be coming from a man.
Yeah.
I was just like, you lost... I mean, his whole life was that, so...
Well, and then he found horses and
patriarchy.
Horse.
I love that.
And it was the brainwashing happened immediately.
But here's really what I want to know. What did he say when he got back to convince all the women Barbies to just do as they said?
We won't know.
Because that's my thing. I'm like they had to listen.
Yeah.
They had to have like he can't just like you saw how they
serving beer.
No, because I'm like they had to unbrainwash. Them, right? So I'm like, what did he say that then convinced the Barbies to do that? Because that doesn't, you can't just be like, this is what you are. And they're like, okay, they weren't acting like that before. He convinced all the Barbies to start serving and doing as he said. And I'm like, how do you go from how you guys were before? I mean, look, the Kens were there and they didn't respect them at all, right? They literally said, shut up when he did that.
Yeah.
How do you go from this stern of a power stance to you're cool with rubbing feet? Like, what could he have literally said that made you completely brainwashed to do it?
Horses.
When you were,
You think it was horses?
You think it's just horses?
It had to be horses.
Come over and check out my horse.
And
then they were like, all right, yeah.
I just really thought it was because I don't think, as he said, he stopped believing in it when he found out the patriarchy wasn't about horses.
Yeah.
Which means he literally did that because his whole point.
But I think he was also hurt.
No, that's what I was saying. His whole point was he was like,
He
you
was jaded.
constantly hurt me. We don't have a place in this world. You guys don't care that we have a place in this world. He's like, it's boys' night every night. All the guys laughed at that line in my theater because he, for one, put on the double sunglasses, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
But I think it was also because, you know, everyone sees things on a different lens, hence why it's like, oh, you go into the real world because the girls understand this a lot well. And the men are seeing how they're received on this side, right? And then you look in the Barbie world and the women are like, oh, yeah, we like that. And they're seeing how they're treating the Kens, right? And they're like, slay. And then the Kens reverse it. And now you see like, oh, because and I think that's what a lot of people had controversy with is like they expected it to end with a equaled out, right? Like everyone's equal here. That's what it's to be, right? And I think a lot of people started to disconnect when, you know, they kicked the Kens out. The Kens are homeless still, although they're saying Kenough, and they're saying you're enough. That doesn't change the fact that, you know, they have no real power in the Ken world at all. They still don't have any homes. And so people feel like.
How is Barbie able to just become a woman?
What do you mean?
She at the end she just becomes a woman.
What's her name?
No, but she said she didn't need to give her permission.
Yeah, she didn't need permission. She could just become a woman. So what I'm wondering is how that, like, I was like kind of confused. That came out of nowhere for me because it's like she doesn't need permission to become a real woman. So then
why don't all the?
So then they could all theoretically become them.
Become
Kens
humans.
and the Barbies could all become normal humans in the real world.
Yeah.
Stereotypical Barbie was the only one who actually wanted that.
Yeah, but the thing is, even humans can go inside Barbie world, which would make
they can.
Would they be Barbies then?
They'd still be people, but
how are they able to
switch?
But
if people created Barbies and Barbie world, how is the Barbie able to just become a human? That's what I'm not getting.
They're saying it's like a whole. That's why they made the joke where they said, "So is Barbie world like a multiversal?" And they just say yes. Because they're like, we're not even gonna get into.
Yeah.
They're not gonna. We're not gonna get into the logistics of how can one dimension. Yeah. How can one dimension get to another dimension? Yeah. You guys can go from one dimension over here, and yet she can become a real human being. Why can't all the Barbies and stuff just become real human beings? Why do they have to stay a doll and be played with by someone out there in the real world? Right. That doesn't make any sense, right?
But then also the stereotypical Barbie, right? She exists as a plastic doll throughout the world.
Yes.
But then she now exists as a human.
Yes.
But does she now also exist as a Barbie in Barbie Land? Or is she no longer there?
I don't
think she's. I mean, there's plenty of Barbies.
There's plenty of Barbies, so I guess
stereotypical
Barbie is
gone, right? From
I would assume
Barbie
stereotypical Land? Barbie is gone because there is no stereotypical Barbie. And that's why to me it would be confusing if they made a second one because it's now like, where do you go?
Right.
This movie was an adventure, of course, but it really had a message that it wanted to give. If this was just an adventure type movie, you can easily make a second one, no thought about it, because you can just, this could be Barbie 3, Barbie 4, Barbie 5, but because you didn't do that, if you dumb it down, people are going to be like, you can't go from that to now
it'll kind of take away from the first one.
It would I thought maybe she would be having like an actual job or something like that.
Well, no,
and
everyone.
Then she's like, "Can I talk to my gynecologist?" And I'm like, "Well, if you do that one liner that's funny and everyone's like, oh, what the heck?' You can't build off of that."
No, yeah,
you know,
because
but if she was going to an office job or hi, I'm here to apply for a job, that's one thing. But
that's what we were expecting, though. I think that's what everyone was expecting.
That was the joke. That's the setup of the joke.
It was like literally just like, yeah.
That's the setup. Right. Like because the joke is like, now she has a vagina.
Now she has to figure out human life.
Yeah, she has to figure out human, and that could be the second movie. Is her getting adjusted, but like I guess people would be like, why do I not, if she's not Barbie anymore? Like why? Like unless they're gonna make a story where it's really about like her trying to be a human. The human life is rough. She's realizing this now, and now she wants to go back to Barbie Land, and everything is different in Barbie Land, and now she really doesn't know where she belongs because she can't go home, but she doesn't want to be a human, and that's sort of the struggle she goes with. That's the only thing I can see working.
Yeah.
Then, because like I'm like, if you can't add no new toys, this isn't Toy Story.
All right, small question. As a woman, what did you appreciate being represented in the film?
Oh, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
That's a really good question. You know, I liked honestly that for one they showed Barbie as a lot of different Barbies, which was fun, right? Not just stereotypical Barbie. I think the part about her being ugly and like her hair not being perfect and her cellulite and everything and like joking about that being like big issues was pretty funny to me. I also liked the fact that they did throw in the line about, oh, women hate women and men hate women, because that is so, like, that was so true. And especially if, like, you guys aren't really even picking up on that or didn't think that that's true, I like that because it means now it's opening that conversation for men to kind of, like, acknowledge that or see it from our perspective, which was good. So those are some things that I liked.
Now, a question for you that's complete opposite of that.
Yeah.
As a man, did you ever feel offended?
To a certain degree.
Okay.
And of course you always will, when you feel like you're being the butt of a joke. Obviously I'm someone that can handle a lot.
Well, like, what part in particular?
I do hate it when, movies are like, they have the dudes just literally like low IQ, just absolute monkey brained, saying all of these things, and I'm just like, I understand that happens in real life, but when they have it on such a consistent basis, I'm like, it's almost like literally you're just Neanderthals everywhere, and I'm like, God, that's kind of
but
rough,
isn't that how a lot of men see women? In the real world, that is how a lot of men see women. Like how, Tim's saying that he didn't like how a lot of the men in the moments in the movie
were
were
being
like
portrayed like misogynistic and all that, right?
Like as dimwits, right?
Yeah.
He didn't right. But in the real world, a lot of men don't see women as equals. They see them as dumb or less than, right? And I think that was just kind of like trying to highlight that. Like, you're annoyed that you're being portrayed that way. Well, women are annoyed they're being seen that way.
Yeah.
Like, and they have been for years.
And I guarantee you, they're being portrayed like that in film all the time.
Oh no! And listen,
Wow.
that's why. I mean, like, granted, you always can feel offended about anything, dude. Like when things cater to you and it attacks the other, that's just how it works, you know.
Yeah.
For instance, literally, you go watch Oppenheimer. That man is a womanizer, bro. He cheated on his wife. He banged his homie's wife, and then he banged another woman.
His wife.
No, he banged his mistress, and then he banged his mistress.
Oh, his wife. Florence Pugh and then his mistress.
And then another,
mistress
Florence Pugh is the mistress. He banged his homie's wife, so he cheated on his wife twice.
Yeah.
While banging
his
wife.
Consistent.
Yeah, and I'm like, literally in Oppenheimer, you're watching this man just be a dog.
Yeah.
Like literally a dog, and I'm just like, whoa, talk about shift, dog.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah, dude, I totally get it, and I'm sure certain people watching it like, I hate this guy. Like, he's a villain. Like, why are you doing this to your wife, bro? But, of course, like, I mean, regardless, like, I can still feel offended if I feel like I'm looking and I'm like, butt of the joke. But also, I'm like, understandable.
Right.
I get it. I understand. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? So, what do you think?
I mean, it didn't really hit hard for me personally, just because I'm kind of used.
By the way, I'm not saying I was like sitting there raging in my chair, like seething like.
Now I'm angry.
But go on.
I mean, I sometimes I just even like being the butt of the joke because I don't know, it's funny to me. But the thing that I personally found funny was the fact that they made the real world men, when like Barbie and Ken first came into the real world, they had like all these men just like saying like the most like basic misogynistic like sayings like, oh, you got some fries with that shake.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes it comical to the point where it's like I can't ever see this like these sayings.
That's what I said,
because
I was like,
life.
Yeah, because we're not women. That's what I'm saying. Like if I mean, like, her
no,
saying,
I mean, like, as men, like I could never see myself saying that and actually expecting anything good out of it.
well, no, but like that's what I'm saying.
Say shit like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's
weird.
why I felt offended, because I'm like, who is this stupid?
Like,
why would why would that work?
I didn't feel targeted because the men that were being represented in the film wasn't anyone that I could relate to.
Okay, no one's like this much of like just completely dumb, dude, to say these exact words. But that's the thing. We're not women. What would you rate this film out of 10?
Out of 10, well, what's the scale based on? Like 10 being the greatest film we've ever seen?
10 is being like you're gonna add it to your top 10 list of movies.
I would give it I want to say 6.9 for the memes, but I'll give it like a 7.2.
Dang, 7.2. What are you gonna give it?
I would give it a healthy 7.5 or 8.
7.5? I'm putting this at 8.
Wow, 8.
Solid 8.
Wow.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it the second time. I loved all of it, to be fair.
It's near 8 for me.
It's like I just never felt like
so
I
I'm
was
just the asshole rating
bored.
it 7.2.
Huh? No, you're honest to your own opinion. Yeah. There are people who think it's a 1, like, you know.
There are stands who think it's a 10. You know?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, our friend Ethan thinks this is a 10.
Does.
I'm not putting this on my 10 list because I don't think it's a 10, but I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Like, if someone put this on, I'm not going to complain and say, get this off. I don't want to watch this. You know what I mean? Which is why I give it an 8.
Okay.
If I gave it a 7, I'd be like, I think we could watch something else.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's something better that we can watch.
Mm-hmm.
But an 8's like, okay, I don't mind.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was Barbie, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed our conversation. Tune in next week when we talk about Haunted Mansion.
Guys.
Sure.
Thank you for taking my podcast virginity.
Oh.
It was really fun. I had a lot of fun tonight.
Tim, you took that shit. I did. I have no claim on taking any.
This is Allie, guys.
It's been a great night.
Thank you for.
I've had a lot of fun on this.
I'm glad.
Couch.
I'm glad we've had it fun. We've had a great conversation. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Let's go get some tacos, guys. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Peace.